Vasishta is testing Rama's enlightenment. Vasishta asked, why should we not assume that just as the seed is the cause for the sprout, Brahman is the cause for the creation? I think this is actually the understanding of some people, that the creation sprouts from the Absolute. The Absolute has absolutely no interest in creation. Rama replied, the sprout in the seed is not seen as sprout, but only as seed. So, as far as the seed is concerned, the sprout is only notional. Hence it is only seed. In the same way, if this world exists in Brahman, it is only Brahman and not the world, and Brahman undergoes no change. Since Brahman is unchanging and formless, it is impossible to accept that it gives rise to the world, which is changing and which is endowed with form. To say that this creation exists in the indivisible Brahman, just as a gem lies in the box, is meaningless prattle. The theory that the Supreme Brahman is the support for the universe, which has a form, is also unacceptable, for that which has a form must perish. The concept that this world is but the dream object that has thus materialized is unacceptable. There's no materialization going on, for the dream objects are those which have been experienced by oneself. In a way, it seems unusual that Rama is saying this, because this is the understanding that's often taught, that it's all dream objects. But I think he's perhaps going against a cruder understanding of this. It's the idea that it might be my dream. All this is just a dream of my consciousness, and it's just me that's experiencing this. But clearly there are others about. There's you, and there's a lot of other people who are also in a similar situation. So I think he's rejecting a limited understanding of this, in the sense that it's all just my experience, so we have to reject that. It's not just my experience. It's not just my experience because I'm as much part of the dream as you are, or as anybody else. However, the waking and the dream realities belong to two different planes, two different universes in fact. For the person whose death was dreamed of is seen on waking up from the dream. The distinction between dream and waking shows how consciousness moves from one universe to another. People think that the fact that we cannot fly in the waking reality, that we cannot fly without any aid, is what makes this real. But this just happens to be the physical laws under which this universe operates. In our dreams, these physical laws might apply, or they might not, or they might apply to a limited extent. There's infinite variety in how universes can be. There are realms of existence in which we might not have a body. We might be pure light. Consciousness can create anything. It can create formless universes. Thus the world has not been created even as a dream object. We don't want to believe in the object at all, even if it's as a dream object. But just as the dream object is only consciousness, even so all that is seen as the world is only the infinite consciousness. We want to go beyond any notion of object, whether it's a material object or a dream object. There is not known as real, unreal, experiencer, nor experience, nor are these experienced. Whatever is indescribable. In the infinite consciousness, all distinctions between being and non-being vanish. All discriminations vanish. Discriminations between waking and dreaming, between real and unreal, between being and non-being, existence and non-existence. All these things have no relevance in Brahman. Brahman exists as Brahman in Brahman, just as space exists as space in space. Thus, that is known as creation. This that is known as creation is the indivisible Brahman only. Just as the seed that has been sown begins to sprout, the movement in Brahman becomes capable of being described. All beings in the universe appear to me to be enlightened. To those who consider it real, this world appears to be real. To those who are endowed with self-knowledge, it is a false appearance. In fact, it is Brahman only. We can also go beyond the discrimination between enlightenment and ignorance. And we don't classify or judge people as ignorant or enlightened. There is wisdom to be realized, and this is purely up to the individual. Some people might think there is no wisdom to be realized, and that their experience is real. It's for nobody else to say. But if somebody thinks that there's more to life than what they think there is, than what they've been led to believe, then they can go looking. And they'll find this truth eventually. In the vision of the knowers of the reality, all that exists, both the sentient and the insentient, the mobile and the immobile, is pure void. It's without substance. I am void. You are void. The universe is pure void. I salute the best of all beings, who is like the limitless space, with the knowledge that is like the limitless space, and which is free from subject-object, knower and knowable relationship. This knowledge is the pure knowing. It's that is aware of everything. It's that is hearing this right now. You have transcended all the states described in the scriptures, and you remain established in the supreme non-dual consciousness. This supreme truth is established only in total silence, not by logic, discussion, and argumentation. We've tried logic, discussion, and argumentation because the intellectual mind, the conditioned mind, throws up its arguments. And these arguments have to be addressed. But ultimately, we need to just leave that intellectual mind. It's like a dog chewing its bone. We just have to leave it to get on with chewing its bones. Drop it and realize the stillness of being, the stillness of our essential awareness, awareness which is not aware of anything. This is universal. It's vibrant, cosmic, transcendental and immanent. Logic, discussion and argumentation are an infinitesimal part of it. And when you realize that, you no longer need to give it any importance.